right, welcome. It's Wednesday, and we're here with Chet Baumgartner, our English teacher at Gateway.
Hello.
And we are, I think, episode number 17. So.
All right. That's my favorite number.
All right, very good.
Actually, it's not, but.
It was Mark Grace's number. I think it actually is Mark Reinhardt's favorite number. So,
Oh, there you go.
but because of Mark Grace when we were kids.
I will confirm that with him.
Yeah, please do.
Mark, if you're watching, comment, let us know.
He does not have a Facebook,
Oh.
unfortunately. So, anyway, so what are you doing this summer?
Every summer, all the teachers at Gateway Woods School teach summer school from 1 to 3:45 p.m. for 7 weeks during the summer.
Okay.
And now we get here at 8 in the day. And so in the morning and early afternoon, we might be working on lesson plans for the lesson. Right now, for our accreditation, big fancy word for just having people recognize that we are a legitimate school and that we do count for credits. So we're doing that for about an hour every day, all the school staff. So a hodgepodge. Accreditation discussions, lesson plans, maybe preparing for the next school year, professional development, looking at what went well in the last school year. And, it could be a hodgepodge of things. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that's Monday through Thursday, right?
Correct.
Fridays are off.
We take Fridays off, during the school, or during the summer, correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So let's rewind a little bit. What
Sure.
brought you to Gateway Woods initially?
Sure. Well, when I went to college, I got a degree in both journalism and education. And I pursued journalism primarily right after college. But as I was covering education for the newspaper and interacting with the kids, just thought more and more about how I might have more of a direct influence, particularly as I saw how popular culture really can influence kids, and unfortunately in a lot of negative ways. And having grown up with the advent of Nintendo and everything like that, I know what it's like to be an entertainment addict. So that was a big part. Just wanting to encourage critical thinking. And so I decided to pursue the education part of my degree. Gateway opened up, and I knew I didn't have much experience in education. So I knew Gateway would be a good place to develop those skills. And plus, being connected to the church and the Christian ministry, I knew that would fit well.
Very good. So how many years has that been?
Started in August of 2014.
Okay.
So I just concluded my 4th year
Very
teaching.
good. Mm-hmm. Today is my 5th year anniversary at Gateway.
Really?
Which is kind of crazy to believe.
Congratulations. This interview is not about you, though, John. No, I'm kidding. No, congratulations. 5 years. Now, okay, I know you said I'm not supposed to look at the camera, but how long have you been here, Emily?
6 years.
6 years, okay. So I'm the rookie right now. But yeah.
So, rewind. You mentioned Nintendo. What's your favorite game if you had to pick?
For purely nostalgic reasons, there's an obscure game called Star Tropics.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
You remember that? Only because that was the first video game I bought with my own money, so
Okay.
I felt like a man that day. And it was the first, I'm kidding, before anyone comments. And then it was the first Nintendo game where I actually read through the instruction manual, so I knew what to do when I started playing the game.
Nice.
Dumb, I get it. There's totally irrational, but yeah. So that always has a special place in my heart.
Mine's a tie. Tecmo Bowl, the original, and
Okay.
Star Wars, because it was the best game just to play all the way through.
Okay, I never play. I know Tecmo Bowl. I don't know Star Wars too well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was a lot of fun.
Speaking of favorites, Mick and Brooke Gerber want to know what your favorite hymn is and why.
Hi, Mick and Brooke. Okay, real quickly, Mick, member of Bluffing Country Church, he often sits behind the song leaders, and he gave 296 once, it is an excellent thing.
Can you sing it a little bit? You have a velvety voice, and we want to hear it.
A velvety voice, wow. Okay, so it starts, a lot of people know it starts, it is an excellent thing, thanking the Lord. It's one of those songs where they were so focused on making it sound majestic, they forgot to make it sound pretty. And so it just goes everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as some songs.
Sure.
So Mick was teasing me because he really wants to sing it, and I really don't want to sing it. So that's why he's asking that question.
Is he a song leader with you?
He could song lead. He's got a good bass voice. He's not as cool as me, but to answer the question more sincerely, probably 114 or 155. Hymns, More Love to Thee or Near the Cross.
Very good. Very good.
So thank you, Mick.
Yeah, so...
Speaking of hymns,
Uh-huh.
Sarah Fichter wants to know what your current pitch pipe is named.
I used to name my pitch pipes because I have neither life nor wife, so that's what you do. when you have neither of those. You know what? I do not have a name for my current pitch pipe, so Gateway fans, submit your requests. I reserve the right to reject all of them, but submit your names, and I will consider them. Whoever has a winning name will get, as I tell my students, a free piece of candy.
Very good, very good. Yeah, so in case people don't realize, Chet is part of a quartet.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Are you guys still active, or
we still get together now and then? We're not so much retired as we are on hiatus until the kids grow up. But yeah, so we still get together every now and then. And we're good friends, so that really helps out incredibly. So yeah, I still love to sing, but yeah, Psalm 100, the quartet hasn't done anything lately.
Okay, very good. Running out of colors on pitch pipes, right? For your album.
Yeah, I know what we're gonna do next. Well, it depends on what the theme is.
Yeah, very good. All right, so you've been here about 4 years.
Correct.
But you're kind of on the way out, right?
I am going to be teaching at the South Adams High School in Bern, Indiana, starting in August.
Okay. English there? Or
English, yeah, primarily English 10, with one English 9, and then I'll also be assuming for at least a year the yearbook publication duties.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, we obviously have an opening for an English teacher and a math teacher.
Correct.
But speak into that. So like maybe some questions that you had coming to Gateway, like that weren't answered. How could you answer somebody else if they have questions coming or reservations?
Okay. I don't know if this will address that, but
Sure.
I remember Adam McAfee, the former director of education. He told me something when I first started here that is just more than, he had a lot of wise sayings. And I'm not just saying that because his father-in-law is the elder of my church. But one that just has stuck out to me is, he told me when I started here, you will need Gateway far more than Gateway needs you. And he wasn't saying that to belittle me or anyone. But for those who are wondering about coming here, maybe they're intimidated. Yes, it is intimidating. And yes, it can just be grueling at times. Every job is. But you will find it's worth it for how God will grow you. He'll be honest, He will expose in you those dirty, cobwebby parts in your heart that you really don't like. But that's good. It's good. And so if you're wondering about it, is it as hard as it, what is it like? Yeah, the kids will push you. The kids will stretch you. The kids will love you. The kids will thank you. Maybe not always verbally, sometimes though. But stick with it. You will grow. You will learn a lot about yourself. And you will find that you have needed the experience far more than Gateway. Again, that's not to any way underplay the value of the employees here, but you learn so much.
Yeah.
As far as like specifics, not too many people know this. I never actually took an English class in college because I was able to test out of the basic ones, and I majored in journalism. So if you're not sure, well, I don't know about teaching English, I learned so much. In fact, I probably learned more than the students, to be honest with you. So be willing to learn. Be willing to, how's it say, think and then speak slowly, all those things in the Bible. But don't worry about being perfectly qualified. Will come with time.
Yeah, very good. So what was your first exposure to Gateway Woods, if you could rewind the clock?
Sure. The auction.
Okay.
For a lot of people, that's just kind of how we know. Well, actually, no, I take that back a little bit. My uncle and aunt, Bill and Jan Baumgartner, Jan is still the adoption manager, correct? They became house parents, I want to say early 90s. So they were in Maple. Yeah, Maple. And so I remember coming to Gateway as, I don't know, a middle schooler and just going into this big fancy house and thinking, wow, this house is really nice. Yeah. But to be honest, I spent most of the time back in the apartments playing Street Fighter 2. So, but that was my first exposure. I really, honestly, even when I started working here as a teacher, I knew it as a place where troubled kids live. And I knew there was a school, obviously, but like the foster care, the adoption, all those things, I really maybe had heard of somewhere. But I had no idea just how many ways you guys serve kids until I really started working here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really cool opportunity, a ministry that reaches really every facet of family.
Really, it really does.
Is kind of our mission mantra, if you will.
Yeah, and it does reach a lot.
Yeah, so very good. So, is there any other questions from the field at this point?
Not right now.
Okay. Ask away. So, Chet, what is like a fun favorite memory that you have over the past 4 years?
Let's see. I really enjoy when we can, I can't think of anything real specific right off the top of my head right now, but I really enjoy when we can start connecting the ideas we read in stories to maybe current events and gets the kids thinking. And it's really great. And sometimes we've had debates that turned into arguments, so we had a back, but it's really great when kids are just really discussing, bouncing ideas of one off another. And they might not change their opinions, but they're listening. So kids are processing through ideas, listening to others respectfully, maybe responding respectfully. That is always a highlight when we do things like that. I think just kind of the fun little just kind of the little relationship building activities we do that just maybe stick around a kid's mind, like a little thing we call the synonym, not cinnamon, the synonym challenge where kids have to write a synonym for how they're feeling on the smart board, and I've got to guess it. Just little relationship builders like that. Yeah. Just that fine line between professional and mentor. So, kids know that I'm addicted to pizza, for instance, so they'll just joke about that every now and then. So those little neat things that can last longer than the classroom. Those are fun.
Is gluten-free pizza qualified as pizza?
As long as there's meat on it, it qualifies as pizza.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, our family went through a gluten-free diet for a while. And
I'm so sorry.
a bit of a struggle.
Oh, wow.
But
wow.
It's okay. We're back to normal dough or gluten. Yeah. So what is your favorite pizza topping?
Let's see. Buffalo chicken pizza from Pizza Hut circa 2004 to about 2011.
Okay.
I don't know. Now, when I started working here, they changed the recipe, and I haven't quite forgiven Pizza Hut for that yet. But, if there's meat on it, I'm good.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, back when I was in middle school, I think, like Fridays we would get pizzas a lot, and then I'd watch TGIF.
Oh, yeah.
Pepperoni and jalapeno pizza, and I loved it. And
really?
Then I got sick on it, and for like 2 years I couldn't eat it from Pizza Hut. But it was just like,
well, that's always a bummer.
But I'm back. I could eat it.
You can do it. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys have reconciled.
But yeah, pizza's really good. So around here, Marco's or East Chicago, what?
Do we have like any sponsors? I don't want to.
No.
Okay, Marco's. I mean,
crust toppers or no crust toppers?
Stuffed crust. I don't know. I'm not a specialist in Marco's or East Chicago. I know you can get a regular pepperoni pizza and Pepsi, Little Caesars in Bluffton for $7.37. Here, I'm not as well known.
Yeah.
But if you can get stuffed crust, you are one step from heaven.
Very good. Very good. All right. So, what is something that really kind of gave you anxiety about this job that you're just like, it's just frustrating or didn't like it?
Definitely, I would say just the concept of you go and we all have stereotypes about, quote, troubled kids. And, it's kind of fun every now and then to have family ask me about what's happening. Obviously you can't give details, but, they're sometimes I think they're convinced a student punches me every day. So just going in thinking, what are these kids like? Will I be able to relate to them? And to a certain extent, my fears are not founded, but yeah, there are kids with rough issues. But again, it's incredible what just simple day-to-day love will bridge a lot of gaps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be your last time to song lead for the auction or
yes.
the rep meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So what songs do we have on the docket?
Oh, you give me way too much credit, John. I have no clue. I have got about 5 or 6 possible options.
Okay.
And then I'm thinking of a traditional hymn with a different arrangement for... We normally do the simple song and then the more complicated piece. So I've got an idea for a hymn for the simple song, but I don't know yet. We did it for the Easter program at Bluffton, and it went really well.
Okay.
So I got to figure that out because I don't know who's going to play our piano right now.
Okay.
So I've had some people suggest some names, but...
What's been a favorite song that you've directed for the Gateway Choir?
Probably the first one I ever directed, and kudos to Jason Huber. He's the one who picked it out because I inherited the mantle after he picked it out. But there was the Your Great Name, where it had that slow build up with the bridge, where everyone that was incredible.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was incredible. Yep. So yeah,
So,
We're also looking for a choir director, apparently. So.
Yeah. So any other things you'd like to share, or just experiences that just really kind of stand out over the past 4 years?
I will say that you talk about how we hit all aspects of the family. Amazed is maybe not the best word, but going from a newspaper environment, which was very independent, you did your beat, you did your stories, we would meet once a week, and we'd ask questions about grammar, things like that, but journalists are a pretty independent beast. To come to this place where the staff really does try and create a family-like atmosphere just stands out, and that is probably one of the biggest blessings is staff really does treat each other like family. There's prayer requests all the time, there's just in jokes, us particularly among us teaching staff, because obviously we're work most closely to one another. You really do build a family relationship with. Sounds kind of cliched, but it's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. No, it is a very big extended family here in Gateway Woods. So, do you have anything else? I don't really have anything. So thanks again for watching, and thank you again for Chet joining us today. Next week, I believe we are going back into volunteering. So we're going to kind of focus on that. And then auction is literally right around the corner. So August 4th, put it on your calendars if it's not already there. If you have a Gateway calendar, it should already be there. So hopefully that's hanging on your wall, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.